Hello everyone, my name is Mansi Gujadia. Uh, this is my YouTube channel. I am studying in MA Semester 1 in Department of English in Bhavnagar. Today I will make this video for a celebration of Teachers Day. My topic is My Grandmother, written by Elizabeth Jennings. Today I will discuss about this poem, My Grandmother, title of this poem, a theme, language, a structure, form, overall synopsis, and conclusion. Uh, First of all, I will recite this poem, My Grandmother. She kept an antique shop, or it kept her. Among postal spoons and crystal glass, the faded silks, the heavy furniture. She watched her own reflection in the brass, silvers and silver bowls, as if to prove polish was all. There was no need of love. And I remember her. I once refused to go out with her, since I was afraid. It was perhaps a wish not to be used like antique object, though she never said that she was hurt. I still could feel the guilt of that refusal, gauging how she felt. Later, too frail to keep a shop, she put all her best things in one long, narrow room. The place smelt old, or things too long kept shut. The smell of absence, where shadow come. That can't be polished. There was nothing then, to give her own reflection back again. And when she died, I felt no grief at all, only the guilt of what I once refused. I walked into her room among the sideboard and cupboards, things she never used but needed, and no finger marks was there, only the new dust falling through the air. Structure of this poem. The poem is divided into 4 stanzas, each of which develops the idea further. Stanza 1 describes her grandmother. Stanza 2 describes the incidents with cases her guilt. Stanza 3 shows her grandmother in retirement. Stanza 4, after her grandmother has died, the poet reflects on her grandmother's life and her own memory. Form of this poem. The poem is written is one long stanza in lines of iambic pentameter. Rhyming scheme of this poem is A B A B C C. Although it is a first person narrating, this is also party and elegy. In that is remembers a die person. Overhaul sympathies. The first stanza begins by saying that Elizabeth's grandmother owned an antique shop, which she cherished more than anything or anyone. She kept lots of antiques. She kept so many of them that they become to dictate your life. She has a great relationship and a passion with her mm, possessions. This can be found in line 1. She kept an antique shop, or it kept her. Among apostle spoons and Bristol glass, the faded silks, the heavy furniture. In the antique shop, there was heavy furniture which had been fed over the years. There was a good atmosphere in the shop. She polished the object and antique very well. It was a well run shop. When she looks in the glass, she sees her own reflection. She, wa- she has a better relationship with the shop than any of her family or friend. This can be found in line 4. She watched her own reflection in the brass, slavers and silver bowls, as it to prove polish was all. There was no need for love. Now we are discuss about second stanza. In a second stanza, Elizabeth is describing a particular incident that happened in her childhood. This can be found in line 7. And I remember how I once refused to go out with her since I was afraid. It was perhaps a wish not to be used like antique objects. Her grandmother asked her granddaughter if she was go out with her, but she refused and thought her grandmother would own her but not love her. She felt obstinate and felt she should have gone with her, but also had to say what she felt. She did not want to go with her, so she said no. Uh, line 10. Though she never said that she was hurt, I still could feel the guilt of their refusal, causing how she felt. She was starting to feel guilty about refusing to go out with her grandmother. Elizabeth did not know what her grandmother was thinking or feeling when she refused to go out, but she guessed she was not happy. Even though her grandmother said nothing, she still felt guilty about what had said. In a stanza third, it is when her grandmother gets more frail and is not able to keep the antique shop running. The third stanza is what the grandmother does in a requirement. She has a sense of loneliness because she spend more time with her antique shop than with the people who care about her. She replaced her family with her hobby and her passion for an antique shop. When she ex- essentially polished, uh, she is trying to escape from reality. This can be found in line 30. A letter to Frail to keep a shop. She put all her best things in one long, narrow room. In the next four lines of stanza 3, we can see that the place she had gone to smelled old, and the smell of absence when the shadows come that could not be polished. This meant that she had gone to a place where she not could not clean. The place smelled old, of things too long kept shut. The smell of absence where shadow comes. Uh, that can be polished. Uh, that could no. That could be polished. There was nothing then to give her own reflection to beg. In a stanza 3, the grandmother had died. When it says that the shadows come, it means the death has arrived and has come for the grandmother. She would not be able to use polish, polish to make her reflection return or return her life back out of reality and into her dream world. In the fourth and final stanza, the grandmother has died and nobody is looking after her antique shop. The echoes of death has been surrounding the shop because it has lost its life, just like her grandmother. This can be found in line 19 to the end of the poem. And when she died, I felt no grief at all, only the grief of what I once refused. I walked into her room among the sideboards and cupboards, things she never used but needed, and no fingers marks were there, only the new dust filling through the air. In those lines of stanza 4, we can see that Elizabeth Jennings felt no grief of her grandmother, but she still felt the guilt about her refusal in stanza 2. She may not have felt any grief when she dies because she was not that close and had nothing to do with her. Most people expect to feel grief grief when a family member, friend, or pet dies because some people feel more grief for a friend or a pet than a distant or closer family member. She, uh, she, she walked into her grandmother's room and saw all of her belongings, which was is there, and realized that she needed none of it. She never used any of it. It was just one wasted. In her room, there was no dust or marks where the dust would be collected over a day or two. It was beginning to show because she was not there to clean it. At the end of the poem, we can see that poet describes the emotional part of her life and how she faces her guilt, and after that her memories with grandmother is core of the poem. That she elaborate, it was a massive feeling. Uh, Please like, share and subscribe my video. Thank you, Tom. Thank you.